It's blue and red, okay? Blue, gray, red. That's the colors.
I'm ready to give y'all some angles.
Yes, angles.
You always
What
doing
is up?
it.
If I can turn back.
Come on, share.
What's going on, everybody? All right, y'all ready?
Yes.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? I am Wesley from AConnectionTV.com and AConnation TV here on YouTube, the two places on the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And welcome to Culture Club. Like we do on every episode of Culture Club, we are going to reintroduce ourselves from our left to our right. State your name and your zodiac sign.
Our left or their left?
Well,
Your left.
Okay. Hey y'all, it's your boy Moxo Star. What's up?
Your zodiac sign?
Oh, I'm a Cancer, whatever.
Or whatever. Again, I'm Wesley and I am a Leo.
Hi, I'm Adrian and I'm a Virgo.
Hey, I'm Devin and I am a Leo.
You better look in your own camera.
I don't think I'm all camera.
You're the only
don't
one
know.
there.
Anyways, we're gonna switch it up on Culture Club. We're going to have every episode be about a specific topic. That way, you guys, if you're interested in the topic, will know what it's going to be about. Also, it'll help us brand the name Culture Club Atlanta, because usually when I'm doing a full hour worth of videos, the titles and everything that we talk about goes along the title of the YouTube video, and it's too long for you to understand that it's Culture Club. So for branding purposes and just to make it easier for people to get to us about specific topics, we're going to make every episode its own episode regarding the specific topic. And the topic that we're going to talk about today is the passing of Chadwick Boseman, and how do we get through the passing of anyone. So, who would like to start? Matter of fact, Devin, where were you and what were you doing when you heard the news of Chadwick Boseman's passing?
Do you really want to know what I was doing?
Oh my god, yes.
I was on Pornhub, beating off, and then my stepsister texted me and told, this is facts. She texted me and she said Chadwick Boseman died. In my head, I'm thinking, girl, it's fake news. And then, secondly, I'm thinking it's that V Boseman lady from So I'm thinking it's not adding up. Plus, I'm trying to get mine. So I was just like, okay. So I got that, and then I went on Twitter and I saw it, and it was just like, whoa, it was like I found out when most people found out it wasn't fake news, so it was kind of tragic. And then I just looked down the list of movies that I just watched with him, and I was like, how have he been doing all of this since?
Did a million movies?
Yeah, like a million movies, but it's very tragic. Very good, talented actor.
Adrian, what were you doing? Were you watching Pornhub and beating off?
That is incorrect. For me, I was watching something with my daughter. We were watching a movie, and for some reason, my internet was acting up for my Netflix. And so I decided to just scroll on my news feed for Facebook and Instagram, seen it, and stopped in my tracks, and I was like, no, this can't be right. So I kept looking, and I told my daughter, and she was like, no, that's not true. And then she went on the Shade Room, and she thought that was a good source. She said, if it's on the Shade Room, it's right.
Oh.
So shout out to Shade Room, I guess. I don't know.
She thought that was a good source.
She thought that was a good source. But anyways, that's how I found out, and it was it's shocking, and I was wondering why he was really skinny, and of course we didn't know why, and now it's like, okay, this is the second person that was really skinny and died from cancer. The first person, Eddie Murphy's brother, who was really skinny before he passed, and he had a role where he was really small before he died, and it was kind of like, why are they so skinny? But I never understood it, and now I'm thinking, you know what, the next time I see a person that gets really skinny, I know now to think of that as one of the possibilities of why.
Cartel, what were you doing?
I was actually at a friend's house. I was in DC for the Million Man March. And I was at a friend's house, and one of my gentleman friends texted me and he was like, Black Panther is dead. And I'm like, did they cancel the movie? Like, I'm like, so I get on Twitter. Twitter is a news source, no shade.
Yes, it is.
And I just immediately like, just every retweet, every picture, it's the post from his page, and it's like, they're just talking about his passing. And I was thrown, like, because I was just talking about too, like how life is so short, and in just like a blink of an eye, like, so I was really like, it was just the timing of my conversation with that, and it threw me. I'm like, Lord, like, I gotta hurry and get my life together because who knows, my time is coming.
Yeah.
I was laying down watching something. I can't remember what I was watching, and then I was in the living room watching the TV, and I guess I was scrolling through the phone. I can't really remember, and then I came across a link. It was Twitter. I came across a link, and then I clicked on the link, and I'm like, what? And so immediately I Googled it, because for me, Google is the source. And it, like, right away, you put in the headline and all these articles pop up. And then it was all these articles, Variety, Hollywood, ET, all saying the same thing. And I was completely in shock. I was like, what in the world is going on here? 2020 has been a very interesting year for a lot of human beings on this planet. We have lost so many people this year. And we have lost some prominent figures in the Black community this year. Kobe Bryant and Chadwick Boseman, just to name the two few. But there's been so many people that have gone this year. Mm-hmm. And for me, I most recently had someone pass away not too long ago. And a close friend of mine. And it was my first time having to deal with the passing in my adult life. And my first time going to a funeral in my adult life. And it was a weird experience for me. Like, I didn't know what I was supposed to do, how I was supposed to feel, like what I was supposed to wear at the funeral. Like, I was completely dumbfounded and lost. And so for it being my first experience, it was surreal because I didn't get like crazy emotional until I got to the funeral, and then I started seeing everybody, and then I saw the body, and then I was like, what is going on now? And then I just was filled with emotions and crying like a little punk. But I can't say that I held on to the passing that long. Like, I can't say that I was like in disbelief and not able to function and move. Mm-hmm. Like, I was still able to like do what I needed to do, mentally stable, get through day to day. But it was like a shell shock for me, because I was like, what in the world? Like, people so beautiful, so great, so wonderful and kind to every human being just passing like that. And then when you don't talk to them often, or you don't see them often because life controls yourself, you know, you're busy or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's like they're gone. And then it's like how do you guys handle that? Like, for me, I don't even know how I can explain it, but I just keep moving. Mm-hmm. Like, for me, I've noticed that I got to keep moving forward, because if I stay stagnant in a room and start pondering and wondering and thinking, I'm gonna be an emotional wreck.
Yeah.
So for me, I need to stay busy and keep moving. What about you guys?
Luckily, I personally haven't experienced death in a really long time, and I'm so thankful for that, because I know I'm not a super emotional person at all, but I know too, like, I can think like the last major death I remember is like my grandmother, and that was 2008. Mm-hmm. So I remember just that moment, like it felt like it's like there's no way to go back to that. Like, you can't revisit anything. Like, so I don't deal with death well. So again, I'm just lucky I haven't experienced it, because I would be the one like, okay, well, y'all gonna see me for 3 or 4 weeks. I need to get my soul right, because I'm never gonna see these people again. Like, I'll never like hear like your voice. I'll never like just be like, oh hey, like all those like
memories of just.
Ooh, Jesus. This is heavy.
Mm-hmm.
You okay? You all right?
What was y'all's favorite movie? Like, my favorite movie of my favorite movie of Chadwick Boseman was Black Panther. Chadwick is an amazing actor, period. And all of the movies that he's played in the last 5 years have been great performances from him and his counterparts. But it was Black Panther that really made me feel, I don't know what that was,
It was my ice. Like,
Oh, that's what
what's
okay.
happening?
Black Panther really made me feel something when I watched the movie. And I didn't watch it on bootleg. It was in the theater when it came out. And it was just an overwhelming feeling of power, royalty, feeling good, loving black and the color, and just, it was so surreal for me. And I walked away from that movie feeling like empowered, like ready to motivate and keep moving and being strong. And like, even from him and his accent to how regal he was and his poise. And side note, little side story. I'm gonna be Brandy on the Versus real quick and give you a little side story. I was at this exotic expo.
Yeah, okay, that's not a porn show.
Yes, I've never been to one before, so I was very interested in this. Atlanta be into some things, y'all.
Oh, it's here?
This was in Atlanta.
It's here?
We're going
Okay.
I went to a museum, a erotic museum in Miami, but I didn't know anything about it.
Yes, it was
Atlanta.
here.
That's a porn expo.
It was exotic.
But
It
it's
was
not-
an exotic expo because for me, it was like there was no intercourse or nothing crazy like that. But Chadwick Boseman was at this exotic expo.
Oh.
And for me, I was like, I usually don't fangirl for no celebrity but Brandy. But standing next to Chadwick Boseman, I was just like, I felt like I was in a midst of like presence. Like it was just like,
It's an aura.
right, like the aura about him was just like, right, that's like you said, that's Chadwick. And I was damn near frozen and couldn't really say much of anything. But like I was watching him. And I was like watching to see what he would like look at and what he would go to and what would tickle his fancy, because this expo was for everybody. It wasn't just like a heterosexual expo or a homosexual expo. And they had men doing things and they had women doing things, and the women were walking around with their breasts exposed and like they were whipping like this real famous socialite adult guy out there. I can't remember his name, but his body is perfection. They were whipping him and like whipped cream and like they were doing performances and everything. You had to pay a lot of money to get into this month. And I'm so upset that I went by myself. This was before I knew how to
Because I was fucking like,
right, yeah. This before I knew. This before I knew everybody. Like literally, it was 2017. It was 2017, and I had just moved here, and I really didn't know anybody. So I ended up going by myself. So I was a little annoyed by that. But it was just a crazy experience. And I just mentioned that just to say, like, even just being in his presence, I felt what everybody, all the celebrities are saying on social media, you could feel that just from being around him. What was y'all's favorite movie?
Wait, where did he go? Like, you never told us what he was,
He entertained everything that was in the expo, but he didn't give me that. And I'm not going to disrespect him on this video. I'm not doing that on this video, so cut it out.
But
that was really ugly.
We're not doing that.
But anyways, what was your favorite movie?
Jesus.
I like Black Panther was my favorite too. Plus, it was the first 3D movie I seen, and the last 3D make your head hurt. But it was one of my favorite movies. I didn't know about the Black Panther. I didn't even know it was a superhero. I went with my sister.
Oh wow!
I just thought it was.
You're really out the loop.
I didn't know he was involved with all these comics and all of this stuff, and I was clueless.
But you enjoyed it.
I did enjoy it. It was a very long movie.
What was your favorite movie? What was y'all?
So, of course, Black Panther, but I have to mention 42. He embodied Jackie Robinson, and I felt all of the emotions that he emoted on that project. He did an awesome job on 42, so I have to give a shout out to that. But of course, Black Panther, Wakanda forever.
Come on.
Hero.
Black Panther was just it was a phenomenal movie. And then when Marvel, all these awards, they've never been nominated for an Oscar or something like that.
Right.
I think it's one of the highest grossed
it's number 4
Avengers movie. Yeah.
I'm just mind blown. No shit, I forgot he was Get on up.
Yeah.
James Brown.
Yeah, I completely forgot that. I was like, oh my, because they were just showing this stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't see it.
I have to see it now.
Time, but I'm gonna go back and watch
it. Was
it
good.
now.
And he did a good
but
job.
He was an amazing actor, and whew.
You know you don't appreciate people till they're gone.
Till they're gone.
And that's the bad part about it. Because
I appreciated him while he was here. Hold on, because you can tell that he was really, really
special.
Yes, and it was just something about him in interviews and things of that nature where he was really humble, and you can tell that he was really a personable person through his all his interviews and all his appearances that I've seen him on TV and media, and you could just tell. And especially, I don't know if y'all seen this, but it was some kind of setup for like one of the night shows or whatever. It was a late night show or something, and they set it up to where they had fans talking to a Black Panther on a wall,
billboard,
and he was behind it, and he was like, they were just expressing how Black Panther, what it meant to them as the fans, and they didn't know they were really talking to him, and for him to do that and come out, and he just was more like, no thank you, it was more of it was more of him having more of a gratitude for them than them for him.
The last one where he came out and he spoke in his accent for the movie, I broke down. I was like, oh my God, this man is not here no more. But it's like when I see like all the YouTube videos, all the YouTubers, everybody's reviewing, the celebrities are talking about it, he's affected every color. Every color. Because there was this Caucasian YouTuber it was 2 blacks and 2 whites, and they were doing like their podcast or review or whatever, and they were talking about Chadwick Boseman or whatever. And the main host was white. He broke down and couldn't start for like the first 5 minutes of the film because he was crying, and so that somebody else had to start over. So like his impact is international. There's no way you could get over $1 billion for a movie and not have the whole world invested in the film. I do want to talk real quick about how people were so negative toward him and like degrading him and talking about his look towards the tail end. Like, shame on all of you. Like, that was the furthest thing from my mind was, why isn't he eating, or what's wrong with him, or he's on that stuff. That was the furthest thing from my mind. Immediately, what I thought was that he was doing that for a role. That's immediately what I thought. And it was nothing negative. I was like, he's about to eat whatever he is. He's about to eat this roll up.
Yes, he is.
He's doing his thing.
Transitioning.
Right. Because Christian Bale did the same thing for one of his movies, and everybody thought he was sick or whatever, but he did that for a role. He was really, really skinny.
And so did 50 Cent.
Oh,
he got super skinny for a role as well.
Yeah, and a lot of them do it. A lot of guys do it.
I can't remember what role it was, but I remember him being really, really skinny for a role, one of his roles.
He's not even that great of an actor.
Well, he's canceled anyway.
Yeah, well,
not canceled.
But I mean, did y'all see? I know y'all seen it. What was the movie where it was like I see dead people? What was that movie?
Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense. It was a actor that became really, really skinny for that role as well. I don't know if you.
I know people do it. I just don't feel like.
But that's why I immediately thought that, because people. I mean, it's common for people to transform their bodies and go through all that. But shame on anybody that spoke negatively about him.
It's about him being like skinny
it's
and stuff.
ridiculous.
I
wondered. I did wonder why, but I assumed it was for a role, Yeah, and so did y'all see the little clip of a interview that he did? He was on the red carpet for the Infinity Avengers movie.
Okay.
And it was a reporter, a journalist, I guess, who was interviewing him, and they were saying, yeah, so what do you think about the movie? He was like, I'm dead. He was like, I'm dead.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm dead. I don't have anything to say.
I had just seen that today.
And it was like, like weird.
So
because he was, and I'm thinking he was just talking about that he was dead because he became dead in the movie.
Because wasn't that current? Recent?
That was one of the most recent ones.
The recent one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
But it's crazy because you never know at what point. Like at any point where his mind really was, because he's been battling this for 4 years. And so it's like, at the end of the day, he is the epitome of strength, the epitome of what a human being is, I feel like, or should be. and just an immense talent. And I feel bad for his family, and I feel bad for his co-stars because, you know, people like Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan, all of those individuals that were part of Black Panther 1, it's not going to be the same going back to set for Black Panther 2. And, you know, rumor has it that they're going to have, what is her name? Shuri. I can't remember her name. Beautiful sister. Letitia Wright. Phenomenal actress, by the way. She has a great movie on, I want to say it's Netflix or Amazon, one of those two. Phenomenal before she did Black Panther.
She was on Black Mirror too.
Yeah, she was on Black Mirror. That's right.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, she was on Black Mirror. But she's going to have to pick up the mantle and be Black Panther because that's what happens in the comics. She's Black Panther, and I just feel for that sister. I don't know if y'all saw her Instagram video where she made something so beautiful for Chadwick, but I just feel for her. I feel for everybody that's going to have to do that because, wow.
But in the comics, this happened already?
Like, not that he died, but that he passes the Black Panther one to her.
Oh, to her? Oh.
Yeah. Because I know, I think that was already planned in the movie, because I remember there was somebody had reposted it. It was an article that came out like a year and a half ago saying that she would be the Black Panther. And I think too that, I mean, I'm sure he probably had more of a clue, like, hey, you know, like, I'm sick, so that this next movie I may not be here. Like,
but that's the thing, nobody knew. None of them.
I don't know if that necessarily just tell like I'm not. He may not give full details, but it's just like I'm gonna make some other plans. I may not.
It seemed as if he might have.
I'm sure.
Gave us clues in those interviews because when you look at the interviews, you're like,
I was even saying to us. I just mean as far as like even his production people, like, hey, y'all just.
Even when he did
me too, like
even when he did the Five Bloods with Spike Lee, and none of his castmates knew. None of them knew. And so I wonder. I think the only person that I want, like, if I feel like should have known or like he would have at least had to say something to is Kevin Feige, because Kevin Feige is the head of Marvel Cinematic Universe, and like I just feel like at least he would have said something to him. But I don't know. Anyways. We're going to wrap this video up. Before we go, we're going to have a moment of silence for Chadwick. But I do want to say, if you have not seen Black Panther or 42 or any of Chadwick's movies, The Five Bloods.
There's 21 Bridges?
21 Bridges. There's another movie coming out. Netflix has not released it yet because of everything that's gone on recently. But his last movie is coming out. It's on Netflix. I cannot remember the name of it. But watch his talent is amazing. I will say I'm not appreciative of the fact that the studio, and I want to say, maybe it was Warner Brothers, I don't know, whatever, the Jackie Robinson movie, whoever produced that, they re-released it in theaters. I don't like that. I think that's just in poor taste. Really, it is.
To capitalize off this movie.
Yeah.
But then they took the Black Panther off of Netflix, which it was free, and then they took it off of Netflix, and now they're re-releasing it so that you can pay for it. The day he died.
Disney Plus.
Like, that's exactly
what. Pay for what? If you got
Black
Disney
Panther.
Plus, you can watch it.
But if you don't got Disney Plus,
They
you
took it.
pay for it.
It was free on Netflix, and they took it off the day he died, and they streamed it on something else for it to for people to pay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's not right.
That's crazy.
It's smart business wise, but that's not right.
That's a lot going on.
That's not right.
That's a lot going on. Anyway, if you're gonna play the Avengers, which comes out on Friday, my PS4, I have PS4. I'm gonna be playing that. They were supposed to announce that Black Panther was gonna be on there, but they didn't because of everything that has happened. But I will be playing that. My PSN is bought Gorilla TV. Do you have PS4? Do you have
I do.
Are you getting the game? It's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good.
Well, I played The Sims, and if anybody want to see me on Sims 4.
Lord Jesus.
On PS4?
No, on PC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can't cross connect.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
But anyways, let's have a moment of silence for Chadwick Boseman in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amen.
Amen.
And a woman.
Thank you for tuning in to Culture Club. Please check out all of our videos. Once again, each episode will be specific to a topic. See you later.